David Woolard. I'm the costume designer for Hamlet. I'm in one of the design offices in the costume shop, and behind me you're seeing some of the sketches, just little Xeroxes of the sketches, so we can always remember, have we done this? Have we dealt with the player queen's different fabrics? What questions do we have? What is the jewelry? Have we done all these things? And it's just a helpful reminder for us. So in the world of Hamlet, Lisa Peterson, who is the director of the show, when she originally approached me about the project, said, we're doing this kind of rock and roll version of it, but we want to do the Elizabethan Jacobean world and stay in that world. So I did a lot of research of the Jacobean Elizabethan world and just put that into the head. And then go with the rock soundtrack that is of Hamlet. Scott Kelly, who is our gravedigger, is a great musician and has done some wonderful things that you'll be hearing throughout the show. We also wanted to have that rock sense influence into the costumes. So there's a lot of screen printing that we've done, like rock and roll t-shirts, taking Elizabethan motifs and do them as screen prints rather than embroidery, which would be traditionally done. And we've also worked on the generations of the older folks and the younger Hamlet's team, his cohorts, and the two families that are here, and we're trying to separate all that out so it's easy for the audience to identify this. But the story is really a generational story. It's about the adults being in the power and the young generation questioning this and trying to figure out what they're doing and what their life is going to be. That's kind of the overview of where we started. One of the things that I'm really excited by is the techniques that we've been able to use here. And one of those is laser cutting. The dye shop was able to figure out a way to use the laser cutter that's over in the prop department to cut fabric. One of the examples of that is in the sleeve of Osric, one of our flamboyant characters. And so I wanted the cutouts of the sleeves, which are a traditional Elizabethan Jacobean technique in the painting of this, but just it's done in a laser cut, so it has a more modern, sleek day feel to it. With this show, the court we've kept very cool, very black, gray, silvers, that sort of world, because it is about a Danish ghost story. And then the players who come into the world bring color, bring life. It's almost as if they've been traveling the Silk Route, doing shows like a traveling group of actors, and they've gone through the Silk Road, so we have Moroccan, Chinese, Tibet inspired fabrics that are making up their outfits, but done in an Elizabethan way. This is the player queen, and so what we've done is taken some sari fabrics, and it's all golden and these pink colors, and then there are pearls and pieced together the sleeves here. And this is the player king when we see him traveling. And so it's just clothing from the period, but more African, China, Silk Route world. Luciana's one of our other player, the Mousetrap Costumes. And again, it's all pieced together as if they found a tailor at some shop in one of the countries they were going through and said, here, I need this costume. One of the great things of working with Oregon Shakespeare Festival is the amount of talent that's here. I can pretty much ask for anything and they'll figure out a way to do it here. There's so many talented people to deal with different printing techniques, cutting techniques, crafting techniques, that it's really a great place for a designer to work, because you're coming in and working with high-level artists and can not only take your idea and make your idea happen, but also contribute to that idea and bring their own art to the stage as well. So I'm kind of leading that charge of the art on stage, of the design on stage. But the talent here, it's a really great environment to work in.